Hello, everybody. My name is Terry Wallace, and I'm known on the internet as your Diet Diva. Today, I just wanted to touch base with you and just talk to you a little bit about what my ebook is all about. For the last 15-20 years, I've been very involved in the health and fitness industry. I have done a lot of competitions myself, from bodybuilding to figure competing. I've also worked with a ton of clients to get them on stage, and typically working with all kinds of various diets. I do like to follow what's trending in the marketplace for diets and see what makes sense to body typing. So that being said, I work along with the body type. My clients all have needs. Everybody's biochemistry is so different. And I just wanted to touch base a little bit about what your Diet Diva Gone Raw is really all about. Now, this book really does focus more on the aspect of what we see in the marketplace and what we harness onto as far as information. We are all subjects to marketing messages. We all think for ourselves, and we all grab onto the next greatest thing. Now, the reason for my raw food movement, in 2011, I decided to change my outlook, my attitude, and my diet regime completely. I was dealing with a lot of upset issues like stomach, bloating. I had irregular hormonal imbalances. I was noticing a lot of different allergies happening, skin eruptions. So that being said, I decided to make a bit of a change. And what really fascinated me was that I was very curious about the primal raw diet due to its nature. I also, because I was dealing with so many issues, I was also, I had some kidneys that were firing off, lots of toxins, and some indicators for me that I truly needed to address the diet. The other statement I needed to address was, how does an athlete like myself and the people I work with, how do we work so hard and we try to maintain our lean body mass with not getting enough protein or getting the right protein source so it feeds our body and we can truly absorb its biological value. Just because we eat protein, it doesn't necessarily mean that our bodies, our biochemistry will allow you to utilize the essential amino acids. So over years, as you know, your typical bodybuilding diet, it made sense to me. I competed and it worked, and I was probably doing 1 to 1.5 grams per every lean body pound. I was using that typical scenario the whole way through. I looked great. My clients looked great. It worked. But something changes as we get older. We start losing our ability to break amino acids down. Our digestive enzymes are not in our food anymore if we're cooking it. It's over processed, it's stripped of its nature. So I decided I wanted to try something for myself because I was very curious. So I decided to get onto this raw food movement. And I use my Vitamix, and I use great hemp-based proteins, and I got rid of my microwave. I no longer cook most of my foods. I like to claim that I'm 100% raw, but that's not always easy, particularly in the winter months. So if that's the case, sometimes I steam them very lightly, my vegetables. I do very little fruit because of the sugar in the fruit. So anybody that has any type of insulin sensitivity, or they want to lose a little bit of the extra body fat, or they're susceptible to cravings, you may want to put some particular emphasis on what fruits you're eating, and even your vegetables. Focus more on the low glycemic. Go for green versus yellow, anything bright in color, softer. The melons, even the root type vegetables are typically higher in sugars, and that also gets processed in the body. And if you can't assimilate them, or you're not as active as you'd like to be, those sugars will eventually get stored as fat. So if we're trying to maintain a lean body mass, then we really want to put some emphasis on the low sugar. So one thing for sure, what I noticed when I started working into this raw food movement, I actually had changed my protein source. I went from eating the egg whites, the cottage cheese, the boiled chicken, the fish. I did red meat now and then, but I typically followed a very lean protein, high fats coming from fish sources, but I never put any emphasis on a plant-based protein. So I was introduced over a year ago to hemp. I fell in love with hemp. I felt it was very digestible. I felt more energized from a hemp-based protein. I noticed my body was increasing its focus, mental clarity. I was more grounded when I started focusing on the raw food. I started noticing how my thoughts were changing and how congested I was from even a very clean diet to a very clean but raw diet. I started noticing I was consistently detoxifying my body. My eyes, my focus became clear. I was not needing to sleep as much. I had more concentration. My body was proving itself, and I was improving in my endurance. I was no longer craving as much as I used to crave. I found that eating raw, I could eat a lot more. I eat probably about 40 to 50% of my diet is a good essential fat, and I get my main source of fat coming from raw hemp seeds, walnuts, almonds, and very little other fats. I love the chia seeds. These are the things that I started adding into my regime, and I slowly noticed that I was getting more of a raw food natural enzyme that was coming into my body and helping me assimilate things. I was noticing a lot of great things happening. So the reason for my Diet Diva Gone Raw wasn't just me changing over, but it was me trying to focus on more of the thinking mind and what we actually go through when we start really evolving into self, and we really truly explore how our mental thoughts create our moods, create our cravings, create our focus, whether we're diving into the cookie jar, whether we're clear in thought, crystal clear positively, and we're really working on something fantastic for self. We are what we think about, we are what we eat. This book really does entail a big marketing concept, what the messages are all about, but what it does come down to is getting to the rawness, the raw nerve of what we're really after. Each and every one of us wants to find our optimum nutrition. I truly believe in the raw food diet the human body was meant to consume, that our thoughts become very crystal clear. Now, I've been doing this since last year. I noticed a big difference. I'm really trying to educate myself so quickly here so I too could help you understand the purpose of rawness and getting to those thoughts, trying to clear all the suffering, all the debris that we've been going through, all the unblocked energy systems, the messages that we keep telling ourselves, and that inner child that keeps suffering. We don't have to be in that space anymore. We can open up to the curiosity, we can open up to 2012, and we can certainly try new things. Try some new vegetables in your life. Try doing raw, even if that means you go to maybe 2 meals out of the day are raw and the rest are steamed. Try slowly. Try to incorporate about 60% more vegetables into your day if you're not getting them. Try to focus on combinations of essential fats coming from raw nuts. Try to get away from the roasted nuts, and try to really focus on getting some more foods that are really grounded to us. So for now, that's really all I wanted to touch base with you. As we go, I'm going to start doing some more videos to really help you identify the vital nutrients and the thinking mind and how it actually forces us to think and move forward in our own regime. So for now, have a wonderful day and enjoy it.